This evening, to date, over 500 businesswomen from across the country have signed up on the WIIN app. EMT workers to receive additional training in effective on-site medical services. Land of Canaan youth loses eye after confronting an alleged child abuser. In the region, Caribbean Airlines announces a new service between Houston, Georgetown, and Port of Spain. And internationally, Russian forces closing in on Ukraine's capital. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Emergency medical technicians in Guyana are expected to receive additional training in order to deliver effective medical services on site, whether at traffic accidents or during home visits. Minister of Home Affairs Rupert Ben made the announcement during a fire advisory board meeting on Friday. He added that the emergency medical services have been highly successful since its introduction in 2016, necessitating the need to extend the service.
The ambulance service has the most calls on a daily basis in respect to call-outs, but 18 or 20 or more calls per day related to ambulance service. And we are expanding that service. We have to upgrade their training to the point where they can provide more service, more efficacious service on site when they arrive, either at a traffic accident or at a home where somebody is in medical distress.
Since 2016, the National EMS has responded to over 15,000 medical emergencies reported through the Guyana Fire Service 912 emergency hotline. As such, the minister said it is imperative to equip the country's responders with the requisite skills and knowledge to save as many lives as possible. Legislations governing the country's EMS are being created to ensure it runs smoothly. Minister Ben noted that the unit's progress will also complement the fire station's efforts, including the Eccles and Central Fire Station currently being constructed.
The foundation's being laid out already, and it is important because we see that the Stabroek area is too congested. It has to be improved, of course, but that in relation to the space for all the new appliances we're bringing in and are supposed to be repairing to, we need to have a new layout, new space, new buildings, modern architecture, and the ability to respond quickly as possible to the question of fires.
Some $640 million will be used to build the Guyana Fire Service's new headquarters. Following a terrible accident on the east bank of the Demerara Public Road, a motorcyclist died and a pedestrian was critically injured. More from Esther Sobers.
Another individual has lost his life to a tragic accident on the east bank of Demerara Public Road on Monday, the 28th of February. Dead is 24-year-old motorcyclist Lionel Berkeley of East Romvelt Housing Scheme, Georgetown. According to the police report, a motorcycle CK5462 driven by Berkeley was proceeding north along the center of the Western Carriageway on Agricola Public Road. It is alleged that the motorcyclist collided with female pedestrian 66-year-old Shirley Hollingsworth of Public Road Agricola, who was crossing from east to west on the pedestrian crossing. As a result of the collision, both the motorcyclist and the pedestrian fell, receiving injuries to their bodies. The motorcyclist, who was not wearing a helmet, was picked up in an unconscious condition and transported by an ambulance to the Georgetown Public Hospital complex, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The pedestrian was also picked up and taken in an unconscious condition by public-spirited citizens to the Georgetown Public Hospital complex, where she is presently in the critical bay receiving medical attention. It is not known at the time if the motorcyclist was the holder of a provisional or driver's license. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Some 525 businesswomen countrywide are now advertising their businesses on the Human Services Ministry's Women's Innovation and Investment Network app. The free platform is an extension of the WIIN initiative, which aims to upskill Guyanese women by equipping them with financial security and empowerment skills. The WIIN app is simple and easy to use both by the vendors and consumers. It can be downloaded on both Android and Apple devices, locally and internationally, displaying a wide array of local services and products. Some products provided include e-commerce, automotive repairs, entertainment, consultations, food, clothing, craft, and more. The ministry also distributed a sum of $50,000 to women who completed the WIIN program, providing them with the opportunity to launch or enhance their own businesses. To help women achieve financial security, the ministry has partnered with the Women's Chamber of Commerce to provide guidance and expertise on how to expand their businesses, and the Center for Local Business Development to provide technical assistance, expertise, and mentorship. Additionally, WIIN will be offering business literacy courses to further empower women. Persons interested in utilizing the ministry's platform can do so by visiting the WIIN website on screen or by downloading the app. Stick around after the break. Land of Canaan youth loses eye after confronting an alleged child abuser, and Ministry of Health seeks to address the issue of COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Welcome back. As the Ministry of Health seeks to address the issue of COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in Guyana, several community health workers are participating in a 3-day workshop to eliminate the problem, especially in remote communities. Even though 84.2% of adults have received their first dose of the COVID-19 jab and 63.9% have been fully vaccinated, many people are still hesitant to get the vaccine due to misconceptions. On Monday, Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, during the opening of the workshop, said citizens need to understand that vaccines can protect against the severe form of the virus and even prevent deaths. He said Guyana has faced many challenges in the rollout of its robust vaccination campaigns. Vaccine storage, proper PPE for health professionals, rooms to carry out vaccinations, and even vaccine procurement are among the problems. Also, Dr. Anthony added that the workshop would help healthcare workers interact with community and religious leaders, among other influential persons in the communities, about the efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccine. Persons desirous of getting any of the COVID-19 shots or booster doses can visit any of the COVID-19 sites around the country. After his case was dismissed, a young man from land of Canaan who lost an eye after confronting a suspected child abuser is seeking justice. Here is Esther Sobers with more details.
One young man from land of Canaan, East Bank, Darara, is dissatisfied with the juridical system after he alleges that he was beaten by his neighbor, which caused him to lose his eye. The visually aggrieved 24-year-old Horace McCallum spoke to Headline News detailing the horrific ordeal that has changed his life forever. The incident began on June 24, 2021, when the man intervened after his neighbor was allegedly beating his 8-year-old stepdaughter.
Wait, last girl for. You don't know it's not you daughter. And I had a little grass inside my hand. I said the road. I said feel out the girl feel, but which is pulling up, I trying to pull up because I know you. It's not song right for each knocking the little girl like that. So when I done lash him, he run home. And I hear that he don't apologize. It's 8 o'clock in the night when I lash him. 8:30 now, I went in front of the crew and think, cry me said, oh, what about coming with a cutlass? I tried to run and I had a pushing slipper. And when I run, I slip over and fall upon my buttocks. And the boy dealt the lash is with me with this here, so. It wrapped around my head and lashed me in my eye. This one side. I have a fast eye. And when he run off,
the effects of being beaten by a chainsaw caused McCallum to lose his right side eye. He now uses a replica of an eye and can only see from his left side eye. The matter was reported to the police. According to McCallum, the case was brought before the courts in February 2022. However, McCallum lost the case after the judge ruled he had insufficient evidence.
They're saying that I don't have any evidence on this matter. And the man straight trying to tell me that this boy coughed out my eye and left it like this here. Many of them are watching medical, or if it's the writing medical and they have. The policeman, they hide my medical for a couple dragging my story. I see ID man from to Mary Station, dragging my story long. She sent a arrest warrant, he find back the medical. I don't know if it's, I never photocopy my medical, but they seen everything. How she must get it, or how they must get it, is that this boy must cover me eye and this is how it happened and I must be wrong. But if you see the pictures and you see everything.
Were you able to present these evidence in court?
Nobody never asked me nothing. Nobody never asked me to bring evidence, nothing. All I thought I win the case and just here, not guilty. I asked her if it's not guilty, she say yes, not guilty, because she ain't seen nothing.
McCallum brought his friend Darnell George, who witnessed the ordeal. He is also seeking justice for his friend.
Brother came and take over to this matter, injuring my friend and hitting him in his eye with this. I couldn't believe it, but all I could have did was shout my friend and tell them look out, because I was so far away. The guy ran past me in the street riding, going out to my friend. And within his way of going towards him, all I could have shouted and said, run, he has something, he has a weapon. As in the case of him running, he ended up fell, and that's how the guy brother saw opportunity, hit him in his eye.
McCallum is planning to appeal his case in the courts, and as such, Headline News will be updating this story. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. Eastern Kenya set for a first ever plastic recycling plant of its kind, and Russian forces closing in on Ukraine's capital. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Here now is Esther Sobers with today's regional and international news.
Good evening, and now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Caribbean Airlines will begin direct non-stop service between Houston, Texas, and Georgetown, Guyana on March 22nd, with onward connection to Port of Spain. Caribbean Airlines made the announcement on Monday. The airline noted that the service will operate each Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to and from the Terminal D of the George Bush Intercontinental Airport up until the end of June. Caribbean Airlines CEO Garvin Madeira said the launch of the new service is timely, given Guyana needs for an additional airline airlift. The new operation will provide direct connectivity between Guyana and Houston, which is the base of many of the largest oil companies in the world. Internationally, UN member states are meeting in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, for the UN's Environmental Assembly. On the agenda is planned to make a legal binding treaty to restrict the use of plastic and pollution. Al Jazeera Malcolm Webb reports.
Every time the tide comes in, a line of plastic waste is left here on the beaches of the Lamu Islands in Kenya. Mariam Mohammed and her friends collect it and bring it here to the Flip Floppy project. They're paid between $1 and $2 for each sack.
This is not easy. You have to go around until you've collected a certain amount, then get paid for your sweat.
The Flip Floppy project built the world's first sailing dhow made from recycled plastic 5 years ago. It's named after the old plastic sandals that cover it. It's part of their campaign against single-use plastics. They want to recycle more, so they're setting up this plastic recycling facility in Lamu, the first of its kind in Kenya's coastal region. It starts with shredding. Then this machine will make plastic beams and planks, out of which they plan to make another boat, this one big enough to sail the world and show people what's possible.
Can you create innovative ways to make out of the mess a message that plastic pollution is compatible?
The flip-floppy campaigners say they'll share what they learn as they research and develop the technology. Materials like this can be used instead of wood for fence posts and construction as well, so fewer trees are cut down. They say they can gather about 20 tons of this kind of plastic waste in a month of organised collections by turning plastic bottle caps like this into plastic planks like this. They plan to not only clear the waste and reuse it, but also to keep traditional carpentry and boat building skills alive as well. Ali Skander is the best known boat builder in the islands. His family have been making sailing dhows from wood for generations. He made the first flip-floppy boat. The new one will be as big as this old wooden one that he's restoring. As governments meet this week at the UN Environment Assembly in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, he wants them to address plastic use and pollution.
All leaders, lawmakers, we need you. We need you to change this world to a better place. You know, this is the only world we have been aimed to come and live. We have no other planet which is beautiful than here.
Of one rib.
But working with plastics different to wood, Katerina Elika, an industrial designer, is researching what needs to be changed, but says reusing plastic is only to clear up the existing mess.
The goal is not to recycle forever. The goal is to stop the production.
Making one more plastic boat isn't going to clear all the plastic waste on Kenya's coast, but the flip-floppy campaigners hope it'll be the start of a solution to the plastic pollution crisis. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Lamu, Kenya.
As the West ratchet up sanctions on Russia's billionaires, some of Russia's wealthiest oligarchs, known for having close ties to Russia's Vladimir Putin, are speaking out against his decision to invade Ukraine. Al Jazeera Laura Borden-Manley reports.
This is Roman Abramovich, Russian billionaire and owner of Premier League football club Chelsea. He's handed over control of the club and now has a new goal. He's accepted Ukraine's request to negotiate with Russia to end the war. Abramovich has remained tight-lipped about his stance, unlike some billionaire businessmen once close to Russian President Vladimir Putin, now openly criticizing his decision to wage war. Oleg Deripaska. He's known for throwing lavish parties at Davos and making a fortune from energy and aluminium. He's been sanctioned by the US since 2018 for his close ties to Putin. On Telegram, he called for peace and negotiations.
Is causing deep unease among Russia's elites, those who depend on access to the global financial system. And these people are the sustainers and enablers and supporters of the Putin regime. So on this, as on every other political front since the beginning of this unnecessary war, Putin finds himself worse off, not better off.
One of Russia's richest men, Mikhail Friedman, called for an end to the bloodshed in a letter to his London-based private equity firm. And Ukrainian-born businessman Dmytro Firtash is also opposing the war. He'd previously funneled money into Ukraine's campaigns of pro-Russian politicians. The Bloomberg Billionaires Index shows within 24 hours of the start of war, 22 of Russia's richest people saw 39 billion net worth wiped out. And it's not just oligarchs speaking out. Russian businessman Oleg Tinkov is the founder of one of the world's largest online banks, but has no political ties to the Kremlin. He says innocent people are dying in Ukraine and that he's against the war. But opinion is divided on whether this will make an impact.
Businessmen who have already spoken quite openly about peace, about the need to somehow change and end this conflict. But I don't think that it will have a direct impact on the Russian foreign policy.
Most of Russia's political elite has stood firm with the president. But will those who broke rank put pressure on Putin, and will others follow? Laura Burden-Manley, Al Jazeera.
Slow. And finally, as armored vehicles keep pouring into Ukraine, Russia's forces are getting closer to the capital, Kyiv. Al Jazeera, Leah Harding reports.
Russian armored vehicles keep pouring into Ukraine, with one convoy stretching 60 kilometers. They are heading to Ukraine's capital, Kyiv. These people look on in fear as Russian troops make their way through the southern city of Kherson, also aiming for the capital. People across the country are pleading for the invasion to stop.
We want to study. We don't want to be afraid. Stop the war.
These students posted online,
Und nicht Angst haben.
begging in several different languages for an end to the conflict. Millions of people have fled to the western city of Lviv, some to be reunited with their families and loved ones, while others can only wait and hope. Ukrainian forces are putting up a strong resistance. These Russian tankers were destroyed just northeast of the capital. And here, a Russian missile platform in northern Kyiv is blown up by a drone. President Volodymyr Zelensky is calling for a no-fly zone over Ukraine to stop Moscow's bombardment, a request rejected by the U.S. And as the missiles and bombs continue to fall, the front lines edge closer to the heart of Ukraine. Leah Harding, Al Jazeera.
Thanks, Esther. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. That is it for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other.